Give CB a round of applause, make her feel welcome. Yay, CB. And whenever you're ready, you may begin.
Put away your phones. Mostly teachers tell us to put away our phones. If schools can use cell phone during class, what do you think?
Good.
Using cell phone in class can be a learning tool. It is an enhancement of learning experience with students who have special needs. Some parents and teachers think that using cell phone in class can affect our learning process, but some students can give us examples to show us that learning by using cell phone is a good thing. Technology changed learning in the 21st century. Dr. Kenneth said that I would agree that because it takes less time to find information, we spend more time digesting, thinking, and learning about new information. She thinks that finding information by using cell phone in class will be more easily and quickly than finding information in the library. Also, technology is a part of learning experience, and it can bring us many benefits in our lives. There are also some examples can prove that learning can be a powerful tool by using cell phones. Some university, for example, Charles Sturt University, teachers noticed that students took photos and used their photos to share with others to prepare for their tests. And their teacher said that those students who took and shared their own image were more engaged in the learning process. So students can also take notes, use their phone as the calendar to tell them the due dates and test dates. Also, students who learning foreign language can use their phone to search for definitions. But although there are many benefits to us, but some parents think that cell phone is a distraction during class. Technology influences us many aspects of communication. There's a doctor called Dr. Knuth have a quote. It said that students who were not using their mobile phones wrote down 22% more detailed information in their notes, recall information from lecture, score full letter grade, and a half higher on multiple choice tests than students who are actively using phones. So he told us that if we using phone during class, it will get lower grades. And some of the teachers think that students using their phones to testing, cheating, and playing games during class. But on the other hand, Room City School District, more than 60% students wants to use phones in class. And the Room City School District thinks that if students can use the phone during class, it is applicable to the lesson and breaks. It is okay for them to use it. And there are videos to show that there is a school gave their student to use their phones.
Classes for learning. St. Sarah Logan has more.
As soon as school lets out, the cell phones come out. But Guilford High School students say they're still out to some degree in class despite the no phone rule.
We're teenagers.
Teenagers who love technology for learning purposes, according to the principal, Rick Vicenti. In some cases, the smartphones are already allowed.
We're allowed to look stuff up on our phone. Obviously it has to be for school.
Tonight, the policy committee will submit a proposal to the Board of Education to allow cell phone use in the high school. Vicenti says it will allow them direct access to multiple sources of information.
I think it'll be a good thing. I think the students will be more comfortable around their teachers knowing that they're going to let them do something.
Students admit even if their phone is on silent, they see a text come across or they hear the sound,
they're going to be tempted to write back. That's where parents worry that the educational environment will turn into a social environment. What would you say to the parents who don't like it?
I have a great degree of confidence, not just in our students, but teachers as well, that they will, they'll use this new policy to their advantage as well, to move kids forward.
Bye.
And there are some ways to prevent students to testing, cheating, and playing games during class. If students hide their phones under the books, backpacks, and tables, and also teachers can stop them and give them warning. Also, before tests and finals, students need to give their phones to the teachers and to store them in a locker. And there are many proofs show us that schools should allow students to use cell phones. It is a good learning tool to help our learning process to become more and more better. And students can use their phones as taking notes, search definitions, and do research during class. So if you think that school should use cell phone, if yes, just convince the teachers to think that it is a good decision and take this action.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's go ahead and ask Phoebe a few questions on her speech whenever you're ready.
You said something. You said that it's faster with information and all this kind of stuff. But do you think that most students use their phone for finding information? I mean, I think most people just use it for other stuff.
Yeah, some students maybe they were just using their phone to doing stuff, but for example, in our pre-cal class, if we have project, we can use our phone to search for the stuff for our project. And I think there are also different classes told us to use our cell phone to Google something else.
Do you use your cell phone in class when you are allowed to?
No, I'm a good student.
Fallacy. No, I'm just kidding.
Alltså jag Mr. Brandt. Mr. Björnman taken my phone 2 times. What do you think about this?
It is your fault because you are not searching or finding definition or just using something to remind yourself of dates. So you are maybe just testing and playing games. I think it is your fault that Mr. Björn
Yeah, did you say that people who use their phone get better or worse?
get better.
Better?
Yeah.
Do you think it's because they're cheating?
No. Because maybe sometimes a teacher writes some notes and they don't know the definition. They can just search the definition, and I saw some student writing definition on their notes and some examples to them. I think they can help them.
How do you feel if a teacher just takes your phone away because you maybe were using it to search for something, but then the person sitting next to you is using their phone too, and then the teacher's just like, hey, stop using your phone, but they don't take it away from them because they just like warn them. How is that fair? How do you feel about that? It's always happens.
So you're talking about fairness, like how they can control the fairness.
How they
Okay.
can control if you're like say, oh, we're gonna take them away if they're not using it for useful stuff, but they're not looking at everyone.
I know. So in my speech, I just tell to the teachers that.
Notice to Mr. Bierman's homeroom, please meet in Mrs. Nelson's homeroom tomorrow. Mr. Bierman's homeroom, please meet with Mrs. Nelson's homeroom tomorrow. Thank you.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I want to tell the teachers that to let the student know that they cannot hide their phone somewhere. They need to put it on the table or somewhere to let teachers to see it from afar away. Please.
If we were to adapt this plan to St. Paul's, how, Alex talked about yesterday how we'd have to maybe do his plan gradually. Say that you can't use the lockers, give them at least 5-day notice. How would you transition, Phoebe, from our school that says no cell phones during the school day, to some teachers who say, yeah, maybe, to, okay, everybody can use your cell phones whenever? How should we start that process at our school?
Maybe I need to do some survey to ask for some students to tell us that why they also think that it is good, and they can support my ideas too. And also they need to make a deal that they are not going to use for other things. So maybe that can convince teachers to use this plan.
So have them sign a document saying, I promise I'll use my technology for good as opposed to social. Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Any questions? Then let's give her a round of applause. Thank you very much, Phoebe.